Is now a good time to get into web design? Are you too late? And is AI and technology going to make web designers obsolete in the near future? I'm going to answer all of those questions in this video. So let's get into it. So with the metaverse and Web 3.0 and all of these new technologies, the world is changing rapidly and going more and more digital. And this is going to continue to happen year after year. And the cool thing about this is businesses are going to rely more and more on the web. So for us as web designers and digital designers, we are literally going to be on the front lines of this change and this evolution. And if we can position ourselves properly, none of these businesses are going to be able to do anything without us. And so web designers are going to become more and more highly sought after. And so now is a great time to get into the industry. Now, I love The Walking Dead. I think it's one of the coolest shows. And if you've ever watched The Walking Dead, the world's in complete mayhem. And really one of the only forms of currency is having access to a doctor or a medical provider. And so these people are willing to do literally anything to have access to a doctor. They're willing to kidnap, steal, cheat, kill, whatever it takes. And while I'm not saying that web designers are ever going to be as critical or important as a medical professional, I think this is a really good example of what the world is going to be like as we go more towards this digital and online age. Web designers and people that know how to create things on the web, build websites, build apps, do all of these critical functions of a business, we're going to become more and more like those doctors in The Walking Dead, where people are going to do anything to be able to get access to a competent, trustworthy web designer. So like I mentioned, current businesses are relying more and more on the web, and they're going to need your expertise. But aside from the businesses that already exist, there are over 4.3 million new businesses starting every single year. And the majority of those are going to need a website. Even if they don't survive, even if they go out of business after the first year, the chances are that they're going to need a website in year one. And so if you can position yourself properly, there is more than enough work to go around. Now, employment of web designers is expected to grow over 13% between the years of 2020 and 2030. And while this might not seem significant, this is well over the average of all other industries, meaning that web design is expected to grow more than most of these other occupations and careers, which is awesome for you and for me, because as this grows, it means that there's a greater need. Now, the other cool part, and we're not going to get into this too much in this video, is with a certain set of skills, web designers can also classify as UX designers. And there's an even greater need for UX designers. In fact, UX designer ranked number 14 in the top 100 careers in the world. And the pay for a UX designer is much, much higher than a standard web designer. And so the opportunities are endless when you have this skill set. Another huge reason why now is the perfect time to start as a web designer is you are in the midst of what we call the no-code movement. And what this means is there are tools out there at your disposal that you can utilize where you don't need to understand code, but you're going to be able to build incredible things for your clients and for your employers. And so you can go out there and find tools to do different integrations, to actually develop the websites, to have different website functionalities. All of these things are as easy as signing up for one of these no-code tools. And so I'm going to drop some of my favorite no-code tools down in the description, but this is a great way for you to utilize these resources at your disposal to become a much more talented designer and to be able to provide a ton more value to your clients and your employers. Now, one question that gets asked a lot is, will technology and AI eventually overtake web design and make web designers obsolete? And while this is a great question, you could ask this for literally any industry. There are a lot of different people out there that are losing their jobs to robots, and this is sad to see. But what I am seeing in this industry is we are a long ways off from any sort of technology being able to replace the creative mind of a designer. Now, with that said, I can see web development becoming obsolete before design, because there are a ton of tools out there that can take a design and then develop it using AI. Now, development is something that it doesn't require much variation or creativity. You're essentially taking something and then just coding that out. And so this is something that I could see eventually going obsolete in the near future, but I have yet to see any sort of technology that can replace a creative mind like yours. And so if you're looking to get into web design, what I would recommend is leaning heavily on your creativity and then learning other skills like development using no-code tools, and then also understanding other skills like sales and copywriting and analytics and conversions and SEO. And all of these skills together are going to make you an asset that is irreplaceable to your clients. And so if you can position yourself like this, if you can become a web designer with multiple skills, you're going to be irreplaceable and you're going to be able to command a super high rate for what you do. So, are you too late to get into web design? Absolutely not. In fact, you are at the very beginning of this wave, and if you can catch this wave, you're going to be able to make more money, provide more value to people, and I promise you, you're going to look back years from now and be grateful that you got into web design. So if you want to learn more about becoming a great web designer, you can check the links down below in the description for other videos just like this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.